Itzik Yarkoni from Sderotmedia.com spoke to us from Sderot earlier today.
Shalom.
Shalom, Itzik. So what can you tell us about the situation in Sderot at this moment?
In this moment we have a very quiet time, but we don't know what to expect actually. From the starting of the morning we have 3 rockets to Ashdod area, and from the 24 hours before we have more than 64 rockets to Sderot, Netivot, Ashkol, and we don't know actually what to expect right now.
Now tell me, how do you explain the quiet night that you had last night?
First, Hamas didn't expect Israel will hit him so hard, and now they try to see what the damage and how to strike back. Secondly, they're trying to hit Ashdod, Ashkelon more than Sderot right now, because they understand that maybe this area will give them in the media something about their action.
Now, Itzik, let's go back to Shabbat early afternoon. Tell us about the events since then, please.
Okay, yesterday in Shabbat in 11:30, Israel Defense Force started to hit Gaza. In a few hours, we didn't understand nothing what happens in Gaza. We heard a lot of noises. We thought actually it was rockets to Sderot. And after a few hours later, we understand that Israel Defense Force hit Gaza, and they start to hit Netivot and Sderot and the area, the Western Negev, after 4 or 5 hours later, and Ashkelon also. And we have, like I said before, more than 64 rockets after Israel Defense Force hit Gaza.
Now we're hearing a lot about the physical damages to the people, to the homes, to all the resources there. But what can you tell us about the emotional and psychological damages?
Okay, we need to understand that people here live 8 years under the terror attack, the Qassam attack, and imagine which kind of life is it to a mother to take their child, run to a bomb shelter every 15 seconds to take cover your life. And this is something that's very hard to understand. And we know that more than 41% from Sderot children had a very hard time to sleep at night because of the fear from the rockets. 1 of 3 children in Sderot are suffering from trauma, from the missiles. And right now I know that the authority is taking care of the children, and we're trying that. But the best thing actually is that the situation will stop. This is the best way that the children won't afraid to sleep in the night. And I personally think that this is the only country in the Western world the children are afraid from missiles and afraid to sleep at night from the terror by the other side.
And are you hearing many residents who wish to leave the area for some time?
Maybe in the past, but in these days the people in Sderot and the residents are very strong. They're actually glad that eventually the government did something and react to protect them, because the hardest thing for them to understand is will the government will protect them in the future. And now they know that the government is protecting them, so they're strong and they will stay in Sderot right now.
Itzik Yarkoni, Sderotmedia.com. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.